Welcome to the McTaggart Attack podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart, and this episode is going to be about my thoughts on gratitude. That's right, I'm going to be talking about gratitude, but first, I'm going to just talk about something I've been testing with this podcast being on audio and video for like the past week and a half worth of episodes, because I do this podcast Monday through Friday. I'm changing things daily, little tweaks here and there, but I feel like the lighting is the best that it's been right now. I'm hoping that the sound is going to work. I'm going to be really pissed off if the sound doesn't fucking work, but I feel like that it will, because I put the microphone behind the laptop, instead of in front of the laptop. So I don't know how it's going to sound. So email me, McTaggartattack@gmail.com, to let me know what I should try to work on for the video side of the podcast, or the audio side, or any recommendations at all if you're listening to this. It's a work in progress, as this podcast has been from the very beginning. I've changed things so much that it's a video podcast now, and I'm more concerned with the video side than I am the audio side. It's annoying. Like, I look at like the YouTube analytics, like it has to be 5 times every hour. I'm looking at the YouTube analytics and I'm not seeing anybody viewing it, and it's pissing me off. But I shouldn't be pissed off about stuff like that. I should just put the podcast out there, and then people can see it for perpetuity, or until YouTube goes away, or something. I don't know. Anyway, this episode, what a horrible intro, right? What a horrible intro. But I'm going to do this podcast like I do my audio podcast, the audio side. I'm not going to change any of that. I'm still going to put this podcast out Monday through Friday. And so here we go. Anyway, as I said in the horrible introduction that I put forward, this episode was going to be me talking about dealing with gratitude. Because that's been one of the things I've been uncomfortable with, had to deal with my entire life, really. But mostly within the past year and a half to 2 years, since I started paying attention to the self-help side of things, the personal development, or PD as some people call it. I'm like, PD? I'm not interested in the police department. But then I realized by PD they meant personal development. So I'm like, oh, that's what that means. Okay, sure, whatever. But one of the aspects of personal development that I've had an issue with, is gratitude. Like, I've been unable how to deal with, like, gratitude. And a lot of the books I've listened to, or the podcasts I've listened to, a lot of them have, like, suggested with gratitude, do a gratitude journal, or like list three things that you're grateful for each day. Before you start the day, when you wake up, come up with 3 things that you're grateful for each day. And I've tried that. I've tried a lot of things. I'm still a hell of a lot happier than I have been the past year and a half or so. People have noticed, which is good. But it's like I haven't really been good at grasping the gratitude piece of it. But I think I figured it out. Didn't really figure it out, but I figured out a better way to deal with gratitude a couple days ago. and it's been helping so far. And I thought, oh, let's do a podcast episode about it. And it actually came from someone I follow on TikTok. As my phone goes off telling me to breathe. Thanks, Apple Watch. I want everything to go perfect, but I know that there's no such thing as perfect. Don't you want stuff to go perfectly, but it never goes perfectly, and you get so fucking annoyed when it doesn't go perfectly, and it's just so damn aggravating that you just want to just scrap the whole thing and start over again, but you can't start over again because it's just so frustrating that you just gonna spend all day just doing a 10 to 15 minute podcast episode that's gonna take you 4 hours because you keep starting it over and over and over again, and it's just a pain in the ass and you don't know what the hell to do with yourself. Just me. Gratitude. But anyway, TikTok. I found this account on TikTok, and I want to make sure that I get the right account name for it. And I'm probably going to I'll link their account in the show notes. But I want to say that their TikTok handle is kind of weird. It's not kind of weird. That's not the TikTok handle. But let me just make sure I get it right. It's Chunky's Dead. CHUNKYSDEAD. This girl has some rather morbid TikTok videos, but they're funny. Sort of. They're just weird. Her responses to people's questions are just out there. I don't really know how to describe them, but I found them interesting nonetheless. But then on TikTok, they have it so that you can share your YouTube channel and your Instagram. And she mentioned her YouTube channel. I'm like, oh, well, let me go look at this weird girl's YouTube channel. And her YouTube videos are totally different from her TikTok videos. So go check out Chunky's Dead on TikTok, and then go find Chunky's Dead on YouTube. I'm only going to link the TikTok because you know you're on TikTok. If you're not on TikTok, then you're lying about being on TikTok, because I know if you're on TikTok or not. I know if you're on TikTok. So don't fucking lie to me that you're not on TikTok. Anyway. But like, she has some interesting videos on YouTube, and they're about like how she quit her job at Google to become TikTok famous. And she has other topics that have to do with like personal development and stuff, like how to deal with haters, or there was the one overthinking, how to deal with overthinking. And then there was one that I thought was very interesting, was having to do with gratitude, which has spawned me talking about it in this episode, because what she said there was very interesting, because like she too struggled with the gratitude journal. List 3 things that you're grateful for each day, and I'm like, I can't think of 3 different things each day. Are you kidding me? I can't. That was my problem. I couldn't think of 3 different things each day to be grateful for. I mean, I don't have enough time in the day. I would spend most of the day trying to think of 3 things that I'm grateful for, but I can't. You're lucky that I'm happy every day for whatever reason. But I'm like, but the way she said it in her video, and I'm probably not doing it the way that she does it, but it's just like, you just think of one thing that's changed in your life for the better. And that's what you're grateful for. And what I realized that I'm grateful for, that's changed in my life, that's made me better, is stand-up comedy. Is me finally doing stand-up comedy. That's what's made me better as a person. It's made me communicate better with people. It's made me express my feelings about things better. It's made me happier. It's filled that hole that was inside me that just had to be filled with me becoming a stand-up comedian. That's what I'm grateful for, is stand-up comedy. So it's only been a few days, but I just think about that and I'm like, yeah, my life is so much better and so much more fulfilled than it was before 6 years ago when I started doing stand-up comedy. My life has changed a lot for the better, and I'm grateful for stand-up comedy, and I'm grateful for it every day. And that's what I'm interpreting from her video. It might not be what she meant, but it's helped me, because it doesn't really matter. You shouldn't. That's one thing with self-help that I hate, is that you really shouldn't follow other people's advice exactly. Follow it to however it fits you. And how her advice fit me is that I'm just going to be grateful for stand-up comedy every day, because it's the one thing in my life that's changed. It's the one thing that I've added in my life within the past 5 or 6 years that's helped me a lot and helped me grow as a person. Hell, I came out of the closet through stand-up comedy. Okay? So that's fucking helped me a lot. I talk about stuff on stage that I never thought that I would talk about on stage. So it's helped me a lot, and I'm grateful for it every day. And I know I can't do it right now, which sucks because of the virus pandemic that we're in. But I whenever this is over, and it'll be over sometime next year, because I'm positive, and I'm sure that it will, because the vaccines are coming out, and I'm going to take a vaccine. Why? Because I want to do stand-up comedy again. So yeah, that's what I'm grateful for each day. That's what's made me feel better the past couple days, is thinking about that. What's helped me deal with gratitude is realizing that the one thing that I'm grateful for that's changed my life in a positive way is stand-up comedy. And that's how I'm dealing with gratitude. That's helped me with the gratitude piece of self-help. And if you're someone who's dealing with the gratitude piece of self-help or personal development, I hope this podcast episode helped you out. Let me know if it did in the comments of the YouTube, or email me, McTaggartAttack@gmail.com. Find me on social media at McTaggartAttack on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And just let me know. And let me know what you want me to talk about on the McTaggart Attack podcast. Or what you want me to rant about on What's Pissing You Off Wednesday, which happens every Wednesday. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack podcast... God, I hope this fucking recorded correctly. Is cooking.